Hello and welcome to the Comics Atlas. This is the series in which we talk about the complete history of comic book characters. Last week, Mike Murdoch had a great adventure and a great fight with Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four. So this time around is back to basics for the lawyer turned vigilante as we meet another of his long-standing enemies. It should be a nice episode, so let's get to it. We are into issue number 39 in the typical Marvel way, with our protagonist swinging and wondering about his life, in particular about the group called the Unholy Tree. You remember them, right? They were the animal henchmen of the organizer back in issue 9, I believe. Anyway, they escaped, but now they're on the radar of the Man Without Fear. Right around the corner, hero and villains meet, and Daredevil opens the festivities with a well-placed triple kick. He puts on a good fight, but in a 1v3 scenario, the animals are able to escape with his new leader, the Exterminator. Just to clarify, they're not actual animals, just guys dressed as them with some of their abilities. Yeah, who cares? The next day at Nelson and Murdoch's, Foggy is still pissed at Daredevil for pushing Debbie away last time around. Matt has no time for rants and tells his partner to come forward to the public about dating an ex-convict, to which he agrees as they plan a double date, adding Karen to the mix. We move to a nearby hideout, the place of the Exterminator. He's just about to test his new weapon, one that will allow not travel in time, but time displacement. What's the difference? Well, it's a bit of a pickle. Rather than sending the objects or people through time, the Exterminator has found a way to distort time around objects, creating the illusion of sending someone to the future. Okay, so he weaponizes the invention. Only God knows what these crazy guys will do. We get some cute moments of Matt and Karen dancing, but the romantic scene is not to last. The Exterminator will strike the nightclub they're at in order to kidnap Debbie and thus have Nelson under his influence if he was to become the A. It was a nice plan after all. While just striking and displacing people to the unknowing public, it seems the animal men have disintegrated and killed a bunch of them, including Mrs. Harris. But for Daredevil it's all confusion, cause his enhanced senses still feel her presence. In any case, he puts on his costume and goes out to find the responsibles for the turmoil. Ape-Man and Birdman go back to the original plan to rob a bank, disintegrating a guard in the process. They will once again come face to face with our hero. It's another tight battle, one that Matt is not prepared to win by his own. When he's dodging the race, he gets too near and gets hit by them. Enter a weird dimension, a place where the passing of time is felt in very weird manner and where reality is stretched to the limits of the imagination. It's there that Daredevil meets up with every person that's been displaced. Switch to Foggy in the real world. He's still pissed off about the whole losing his girlfriend situation and desires to help himself. Not convinced Matt and Mike will be able to fix this, he goes out to the library to follow his own leads. It turns out there was a scientist who worked for the organizer. Maybe it was him who got the criminal gang back together. But this comic's called Daredevil for a reason, and the pocket dimension he's in is still a mystery to everyone. Just as he gathers information, every other person around disappears and returns to New York. Will Matt be stuck forever? There's no harm in him trying to escape. Feeling the fibers of time shaking, thanks to his senses, he takes one leap of faith in order to escape his prison. Now, back with the rest of the cast. Desperate, now Murdoch's chubby partner tries to directly knock the Unholy Tree. Nice effort, but no dice. He's taken away in a car. A ghost Debbie as a witness. Why a ghost? Well, everyone returning from the executioner's time pocket is still not completely back. Their presence is still 1 microsecond out of sync with the rest of reality, so they can be neither seen or heard. The Man Without Fear has this problem, but thinking fast, he uses his billy club to latch on to a car and be sucked back into the right time continuum. He changes to a new costume and gets rid of the middling Karen, just in time to be attracted by his senses to the base of the Exterminator, where he is getting ready to permanently get rid of Foggy. What happened to the whole threaten the future district attorney for his own gains? Anyway, it's time for a glorious ending in the climax of issue 41. Third time's the charm, as now the Man Without Fear can defeat the animal henchman of the purple villain, before kicking him for the win. But that's not enough for Murdoch. He plans to both destroy the Exterminator's machine and his brother slash third identity. Yes, you heard right, Matt kills Mike. During the chaos, he left a piece of his cloth behind for Foggy to find. Only aware of the final blast, the lawyer assumes his savior, Mike Murdoch, died during the clash. The ghost then returned to our world as Matt walks into the sunset with Karen. mourning the death of his imaginary brother. Okay, so the time displacement concept is both silly, rather complex to understand, and a bit faulty. It's pretty darn convenient that our protagonist can feel time and jump at the right frequency to escape, and also he knows exactly how to get back in sync with the rest of the world just because. I don't have a problem with the comic science, but rather with the internal logic of it. Yeah, Daredevil escapes because senses and the plot requires him to do so. Not ideal. It's just a one-issue story turned into a mess of a three-parter. At least it's an inoffensive tale that has Daredevil coming on top at the very end of it. The highlight has to be the title of this video, the death of Mike Murdoch. It feels rushed and out of nowhere, it just screams. Writers got tired of writing the prodigal son and how stupid it is that no one even questions it anymore. A bit of a sub-reboot for Matthew is nice, as his brother's skit was already tired and not interesting at all. Let's just hope he's not stuck with another stupid gimmick in the issues to come. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Go on and skip this. I know the Exterminator will come back, but I just don't care about this story. Anyways guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to leave your like, share and subscribe down below. You can also check my other playlists on Spider-Man and Thor. This is the Comics Atlas, and I wish you all a nice existence.